Hello, and welcome. I'm Serpentstare, and this is Graveyard Keeper, complete with the DLC editions, Stranger Sins, and Game of Crone. I'm not new to the game, although I am new to recording it. I have played through and finished the main questline without the DLCs on my own time. I enjoyed the game, and I thought I'd like to come back and record some of it for you. Invite you along on little stories, show you my own experiences with it. Bear in mind that the way I play is informed by the playthrough that I've done already. So, if you're interested in trying out this game and not having it spoiled for you, you should stop now. Come back later if you still want to see the way I play. The DLC content is still new to me, so there will be that to discover and react to for the first time. I saw it suggested on the Steam reviews that the DLC was a good addition if you had it plugged in from the beginning of a new game, but would only turn things into a grind if you added it in towards the end. I enjoyed this game enough to invest in the DLC for more content, because it's my type of thing. It's got a fairly grim sense of humor, in case you wouldn't have guessed that from the smiling skull giving us the thumbs up here. Aside from that, it's quite similar to Stardew Valley, and I will probably be making a lot of comparisons as we go along, as I do in my Steam review of the game. Without further ado for now, let's play. It is an ordinary day, and our hero is hurrying home where someone very important is waiting for him. Even in everyday routine, there's a place for loving and feeling loved, especially when you know that someone misses you. And now things will slow down. What happened? Where is everything? Calm down. You've merely turned a page in your life. A whole new chapter awaits you ahead. But I need to go home. Can I go home? There is always a way to get home. Maybe. Let me see. Your new home is a graveyard. Does that mean I'm dead? It means you're a graveyard keeper now. But I need to go home to my love. Then you need to be a good graveyard keeper. You should dig up Jerry. He'll help you sort everything out. Who? What a strange vision. What is this nightmare? Okay, let's find Jerry. Now, in my earlier experience with the game, I suspect that the text crawls won't necessarily go by that fast, but it could just be that things are different on this laptop. I played on a different computer. Now, we have a bed where we can sleep, but not right now. A couple of chests in a kitchen. There's one chest, there's another chest over there next to the oven, and we can see what's in both of them. I believe this is the inventory for the chest down here. There is the oven, which I could fuel if I had something to fuel it with. The hatch is closed for now and will remain so, stubbornly. Who was the mysterious figure in the broad-brimmed hat? A bunch of... Not right now. Got a bunch of little shrubs messing up this yard. There's a swamp over here. I'm going to ignore that dirt patch for a moment to glance over there. There are some broken down old vines up there. We have a well. Whoop. We have some lag. That's not really going to let me do a whole lot right now. Garden. Property and forfeiture. For commercial use. Contact the tavern owner. Apparently my tongue is just going to be all sorts of trouble today. Contact the tavern owner, Herodric. Which sounds to me like a reference to Diablo, but that's just my opinion. There's some trees which are locked, there's some berries which are locked, there's some mushrooms which are locked. Everything is locked in the beginning. I'm used to the late game. This is kind of entertaining to get back to be honest. Okay. It won't let me do much of anything until I go and take a look at Jerry. Dig around in the dirt patch. Holy Sard! I'm a skull! Are you Jerry? It's a more important question. Why would you think I'm Jerry? Who's asking? A man with a red eye told me I need to dig up Jerry. And, well, it just seemed like that would be what was happening here. A red eye. I remember. Oh, sorry. That's right. I'm Jerry. How did you find me? Intuition. The man told me that you'd answer all my questions. Did he? Good. But first let me ask you, who are you and where the Sard are we? I must be dreaming. None of this can be real. Fake swear words. You're the new graveyard keeper. What else do I remember? Let me think. Well, there was a bell. I remember that sound. Let's go check it out. Everything is so strange. None of this makes sense. You know, I think it'll be better if I wait for you here. I might scare the poor thing. I definitely remember that bell. And a donkey. Okay, Jerry. Something is very wrong with that animal. It could be dangerous. I mean, aside from a propensity to chew on cobblestones, he seems fine. Alright, fine. Can I go in here? Not yet. Got a fresh corpse from the town. And the donkey has a donkey-ish voice. Wow, a talking donkey! Dots. You can understand me. You must be the descendant of an oracle. Let's talk. Who are you? I'm cheap labor. This cart isn't mine, so I have to work for the capitalist bastard who owns it. And I only earn 5 carats a day. The situation is deeply humiliating. You know where I'm coming from, right, comrade? The bastard pretends that he doesn't understand anything I'm saying. Anyway, I need to go back to the town. You get rid of this one, and I'll bring you a new one. What a strange land this is. I do quite like Comrade Donkey. Wish I could like him more, but there wasn't a whole lot of interaction in the original. Hey, what are you staring at? Grab that juicy corpse while it's still fresh. Fresh off the wagon. Right. What for? I feel like we should take it to the morgue. I don't remember why exactly. That does sound like a sensible thing to do with a fresh corpse. But I'm pretty sure it'll be fun, and might be profitable. Oh, I am going to puke. You'll get used to it. Let's do it. Yep. E to pick up and drop large items, E to do most things, really. Well, F to do most things, E to enter places. Sard. I like this place. Feels like home. That's where Jerry spends most of his time, on that crate there. Put the body on the autopsy table. I've got some nice anatomy posters as well. Then, what's next? Oh, yes. Slice some flesh from that corpse. That should be good for starters. What? No way. This isn't right. Sure, it's not right. How could I forget? Maybe because I'm a talking skull with amnesia. Is it right that you don't know where you are? Is it right that I'm a skull? Nothing is right here. So shut the Sard up and do what I tell you. You promise you'll tell me how to get home? You just need to trade the meat in the village tavern for a beer. Talking skulls never lie. And then bring the beer to me. So, Jerry wants beer. Looks like he's got some cracks below his eyes in this picture. Repair the desk. You have to repair everything before it works. Kinda forgot how broken down this place is to begin with. It's kinda great. Starts you off feeling limited, and then things just get easier and easier and more kinda pointless as things go on. Alright, so I can't really do anything with those. But I can take the flesh. As much as my character is going to find this loathsome work, I can now make a sandwich. Because that's what we needed to know, everyone, right? We absolutely needed to make sure that we could have corpse sandwiches, and burgers, and baked meat. That's disgusting. But that's the kind of sense of humor we have here, and you'll get used to it over time. What should I do with the corpse? I don't know. Let's bury it. That's the thing with corpses, right? Take the corpse. I'll wait for you in the graveyard. And he just disappears in a puff of smoke. Now we have this body with one red skull and one white skull, and that will become relevant later. Such a messed up place. Hi, Jerry. Let's bury it. Use the blueprint desk at the graveyard. Mark a site for the grave. Dig it with your shovel. Carefully put the body, or what remains of it, in the grave. Bury. Decorate. Do not use goat skulls and upside down stars for decoration. And I have been given a shovel. I want to be quick about this, I suppose, because we don't want that body to rot too much. I can dig this up. That doesn't matter that much anyway. Inter the corpse. Nicely done. This burial certificate. I remember money. Alcohol. I sure used to like it a lot. Jerry is the skull of a drunkard. Oh, Sard, here comes the bishop. He's your boss. And here he comes. Oh, I know. Ask him about this burial certificate. He should know something. I'd better leave now. I'll be in the morgue, waiting for my beer. He's gonna bounce off. Dear me, I'm so tired. Why do I have to come here every week? Can I do anything with these yet? Nope. Oh dear, the new keeper. We've been expecting him for 30 years, but he pretends there's nothing wrong. I guess this is where things slow down. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your graveyard is a mess. There is no way I'm promoting you to cleric until you fix it. It is rather a mess, isn't it? Or full of overgrown graves and cobwebs and bushes. Current location name. Important location information. The graveyard quality is in wreathed skulls. The church appeal, measured in crosses, etc. Repair graves to increase the graveyard's overall quality. You'll probably need special resources to do that. Hint, 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 hint. You've unlocked a new technology and got a wooden marker. As soon as your graveyard quality is at least 5, I'll be pleased to promote you. You look like a spiritual leader, and I'm a good judge of character. Ha ha! I'm good at everything, that's why I was chosen to represent his will. Ha ha! Your predecessor used to keep his trunk in a stuff somewhere here. You should check it. Well, that looks like a trunk, which may or may not be full of stuff. I'll come by again next week. In fact, I come here every that. And I interpret that as Sunday, because that looks like a sun. Other people call it Pride Day. Maybe I'm not dreaming. Did I eat something? Oh, he's waiting. What should I say? Why is it you come here? It's part of my duty, the unpleasant part. It's kind of an old tradition. I don't know much about all the traditions and rituals, which is weird being a bishop. I'm just here to represent his might and glory. Ha ha! I have one tiny question. What is this burial certificate? As soon as a body has been laid to rest, you can trade its burial certificate for money at the village tavern. Alright. I'm not the keeper. I was heading home from work. I need to go home. There's a talking skull. He forced me to butcher a corpse. Ha ha! I'm a fine joke. I'm a humorist myself. Here's one. Who is BB? Who? I am. Ha ha! Blessed and beautiful. I'll ignore him. How do I fix the graveyard? Just repair all the graves. It wouldn't take me even an hour, but it's your job. And we've already seen that. About this certificate, can you tell me more about the burial certificate? It is your payment for laying our brethren to rest. It's all part of an ancient contract between the town and the village. As soon as a body has been laid to rest, you can trade its burial certificate for money at the village tavern. Oh god, this seems too complicated to be a dream. And where is this village? Just go east from the graveyard gate along the old stone road. Well, that seems like easy directions. It's to the east. About the town. Oh, the town is the heart of our glorious land. The palace, the cathedral, everything is there. Suspicious naming, right? You should see it for yourself. But in those clothes? That would be rather funny. Ha ha! How can I get to the town? It's not far from the village. Just head south from the tower. No more questions. I can deal with this. If you run out of repair kits while fixing the graveyard, you can always craft new ones. Okay, to craft new items, you'll need to unlock the relevant technology. This costs tech points. Press tab to open the technology tree. Red points represent handcrafting skills, your ability to work with materials. Green points represent your knowledge about the nature of things and nature itself. Blue points represent spiritual knowledge of the immaterial world. You get your first blue point at the study table in the church basement. You earn points simply by doing anything. Also, you can get points by studying new items at a special table. You've unlocked a new technology and got stone stockpile blueprint and the ability to gather stone rocks. A timber stockpile and the ability to gather small trees and sticks. And now we have our UI. We've got a map, most of which is wreathed in clouds. I didn't realize there were these areas revealed already. Oh, why can't I scroll it any further that way? I guess they don't want me going that way yet. I know a few people. Pray, preach, and look like you won the lottery. Yep. Now these technology screens. There are some things down here that aren't even revealed yet, and there's technology paths that are, and that go far away into the future. We can move into stone and marble over time, learn some tricks of the trade, get better at things as time goes on, and that basically makes you productive. You gradually overcome most of your shortcomings so that the game is actually kind of the most interesting and the most challenging at the beginning. I feel like that's a little bit backwards, but that's partly just my opinion. I feel like there may be more blocks here than I remember seeing. I don't remember these 6 blocks, these 8 blocks all over here. So that might be new things that were added with the DLC, and none of them seem to be tied into the regular network of dependencies. So there should be some new interesting texts. There's anatomy and alchemy. There's theology, which has to do with making gravestones and things to respect the fallen. And lighter technologies cost increasing amounts of points. Things in the theology tech tree tends to cost a significant amount of blue points, which are generally the hardest to come by. There's book writing, which I know nothing about yet, and I can't even start. There's farming in nature, which I also know nothing about yet and can't even start. There's smithing. There's building, which is what we unlocked some of there conceptually. Learning the basics. We can do some sawing later on, but we'll have to unlock that. And there's cookery. And I unlocked Meat Fiesta by slicing up my first corpse. I believe there's more things here than there were in the base game too. And we have a character screen with an inventory. And we can see what's in the trunk over here. The basic tools, a rusty axe, pickaxe, and hammer. Well, they've been waiting there for 30 years, so no wonder. And you may see we have an axe slot, a pickaxe slot, a hammer slot, a sword slot, and a fishing rod slot. And we'll fill on all of those in over time. And we've also got a vest slot, which is for armor. 4 wood repair kits, 4 stone repair kits. Now then. Can move around, I can come and open this chest. I can pick on those. I can also shift, right click, and right click on things in order to pick them up. Now, those things automatically equip to my slots here because they were empty. And now I can dig these bushes up, which should give me some sticks and some red points for doing hard work and green points for understanding the world around me. Basic maintenance. The sticks will also come in handy somewhere. And our fellow down there is admiring himself in a mirror that he always carries with him because he's just that kind of guy. We'll fix the gravestone over here. Fix the grave fence. Each of these is going to take a repair kit though. So let's start by repairing those things which are completely destroyed and needed more. The game environment changes over time. We've got some weather effects. It's currently windy. And our graveyard quality is up here. We're currently at -18, and we need to get up to 5. Fix that gravestone. Fix that gravestone. And this guy, he said he comes out here every Sunday. And he does. I can't go in there. The Royal Service box doesn't do anything right now. The area is closed due to cultist activity. Please address any concerns to the Inquisitor, who is very concerned about cultist activity. Now, these things over here don't seem to be affecting my graveyard score, so I should probably leave them alone for now. Here is a grave, which has a -1 score. How very mysterious. But for now, just clearing out the bushes makes a big difference. But you can see we're running out of energy, which is that bar up in the top left. Everything that we do costs energy. This is one of the many mechanics, which is quite similar to the way Stardew Valley works, except that, we are out of repair kits. Unlike in Stardew Valley, if you run out of energy, there's no risk of collapsing or anything. Also, if you stay out until late in the evening, as we have already done, you don't run out of energy that way either. Everything is fine. It just means that you kind of stop being able to do stuff because you have no more energy for it. I dug up this stump, which gave me a log, and I can bring logs here by unloading them there with E. And that's me not having enough energy to continue digging that up. I could also, in theory, pick at that, but I can't right now. I could also, in theory, draw some water. But right now I'm exhausted, so it's time to go and get some sleep. You'll recover energy slowly throughout the night. You can wake up early if you would like to, or you will automatically wake up when you are fully healed. There's also a health stat. The health bar does not show up until I've taken damage. I'm so refreshed. This is not good. It's good to be refreshed. What are you talking about? Who do you think you are? I'm the new graveyard keeper. Hooray! A kipper! Wow, I've been here for... how long? I'm Yorick. I'm so lonely. Poor me. It's too bad you're here. Wait. No, on the contrary, I'm very glad to see you. But we do have a rather unpleasant fellow buried here. We'd really like to have a new neighbor instead. That sound like something you can help us with? I'm not exactly sure why I'm here, actually. Jerry only told me about burying bodies. You're Yorick, and he's Jerry. Funny. Ah, the half-dead skull. That jealous bastard. Ha ha ha. He can only dream of what a peaceful rest we're having. Who am I kidding? It's terrible here. Especially with that guy in the lower right corner grave. He's so mean. Could you just get rid of him? Just dig him up and throw him in the river. I can even give you this license that I stole back when I was alive. What license? You're such a dummy. To dig up a corpse, you need a license. The old keeper used to buy them through the mailbox near the church. So that's one of the things that mailbox is for. And there's an arrow pointing way over there. It's a bit confusing, but okay. I'll put this flesh in the box. Actually, I know that Jerry told us that we should sell it, but I am going to, in fact, put some fuel in the fire and cook this flesh, because I can. Now then, we have a place for stones. And we have a blueprint over here. Every place that you can build will have some semblance of a blueprint desk. And that is where you assemble new things. It's not completely freeform. You only have limited areas in which to build things, and some places are more restrictive than others in the types and amounts of spaces that they give you to build with. Stardew Valley is arguably a bit more flexible like that. However, I do like the build system here. You set up your materials, and then you can go and build things. For instance, I could build another trunk, or a timber stockpile. I could increase my yard space with some wooden planks, some nails, and some complex iron parts. I could make a stone stockpile, which I already have one of, with some flitches and some nails. Bunch of options, but I don't really have access to any of these right now. And you can't build on top of bushes, so let's get these out of the way. Also, there are moments like that when an item that you can pick up in theory will glitch out and kind of float. Also, when you use your pickaxe on a bush, like a derp. Game has some minor graphical glitches, but it plays nicely, so I don't have much of an issue with that. Now, there are limited resources of this stone just lying around. The trees will respawn. Chop this down. I can get a log from it if I dig up the stump. Occasionally, depending on the size of the stump, perhaps you will get another one. And the trees will come back. They will regrow. The rocks will not. So, rocks are a somewhat less sustainable resource in the early game. But they're also very useful. So I do want to gather these. Although I am using up much of my early energy, this is the area directly around my home, and I want it to be tidy. And now that's looking a little bit better, and I have some sticks. I don't think I can reach this stone out there, and I can't even fell this tree because apparently it's too big for me or something. And it is currently Femme Day, Female Day. Got a Venus symbol there, or whatever that is. Let's go to town. We do have some business to attend to at the tavern. But what's this? This is Witch Hill. By order of the Great Inquisitor, this path is closed until Male Day, or Mars Day, or Mardi, perhaps. There's also these flowers, and I can pick these flowers. There's also mushrooms, but for some reason I can't pick that mushroom yet. Now, you might wonder what use is picking flowers. Well, you can eat them, and they will restore you a small amount of energy. They also cost a small amount of energy to pick, but the amount that they restore is slightly more. So, if you don't mind the time it takes, it can be worth it to pick and eat some flowers. Here is the Dead Horse Tavern, straight along the road. Oh. Here is our posh French miss. You want to be loved by me. Oh, hey. Hello. You must be the new graveyard keeper. So I've been told, but how did you know? Oh, if you live as long as I have, you'll probably learn how to read people too. But where's my manners? I'm Mrs. Chain, Herodric's wife. Does that mean it's a chain restaurant? Is that the idea? Nice to meet you. I have a few questions about... Oh, well, you'd better talk with my husband. He's in charge around here. He's not only the tavern keeper, but also the elected head of the village. Besides, he really does like to talk. All I can do is to sell you some recipes. but they are good recipes. Unfortunately, I do not have any money. Not yet, anyway. I'll pick those up later. The fellow here, the captain, is playing some dice. And he doesn't want to talk to us. Here's Roderick. He's got an entertainingly deep voice. I came from the graveyard. I woke up here today and things have been crazy since then. Oh, sorry. How could I not have recognized you? Good. This is good. Things are looking bright for our small village. When are you planning on opening the church? I need to fix the graveyard first. Sure. It's been a while since anybody took care of it. So, let's get down to business, shall we? How can I help you? Oh, so many options. Alright, start at the beginning. What about this burial certificate? The bishop told me that you would buy my burial certificates. Yes, he's right. As the head of the village, according to the ancient contract, I have to trade it for money. Of course, only if I have it. What do you mean? The village is going through hard times. We're short on money. But as soon as you open the church, pilgrims will bring lots of shiny coins to the village. Let's try trading. Oh, keeper, could you kindly take this letter to our blacksmith Creswald? Sure, where can I find him? The southeastern corner of the village. Okay, been given a letter. Now, he does have some money. He has 10 silver and 17 copper. And I can exchange this for 1 silver and 50 copper. I can also trade it for a mug of beer, or part of it, and this will automatically make the change there. So now I have what Jerry wanted. And there's a quest. I'd like to trade you some fresh meat. I don't have it on me, but I could go get some. Meat is a delicacy in our village. I'd be glad to buy it. I just need to see the royal meat stamp on it. Many years ago, there was an accident with an inappropriate meat. Ever since, all meat must be approved by royal authority. And I don't need any trouble with the town. Does your meat have a stamp? Actually, no. I don't even want to know where you can get unauthorized meat. But wow, it really looks good. What are you looking at, Roderick? But without a stamp, my hands are tied. Where can I get this stamp? Oh, you can send a form through the royal mailbox to the royal court. Through the mailbox near your church, but it'll cost you a bundle. There's another way. I'll tell you because we're neighbors. Come closer. There's this guy called Snake. I think he has a fake royal stamp. But to be honest, I haven't seen him for a while. You can ask Miss Charm. She comes here every Venus. I bet she can help you to find Snake. Thanks. She's right there, Roderick. Although I suppose it's useful to know that she comes back. Do you know how I can get home? Can you tell me where I am? Because I really need to get home. My darling will be so worried. You're at the Dead Horse. Okay, it looks medieval. Maybe I traveled through time. Yes, our character is from a land of cell phones. And what year is it now? And buses that can hit you. Year? What do you mean? The time it takes for the Earth to make one revolution around the sun? Oh, you've been listening to the astrologer's nonsense. Everybody knows that the Earth is flat. It is the first of our typos. But I get you. It's 200 after the ancient contract and 210 after... never mind. And what is the name of our beloved kingdom? The kingdom. And it is definitely not beloved here in the village. I think that just completely disregarded the, like, any need to come up with names for these places. Do you have any other questions? Yes. I found an abandoned garden near the graveyard. Can you tell me anything about it? Oh, the garden. It was seized by the merchant to cover someone's debts. I can't find anybody who will make any use of it. I can give you permission to use the garden. Who else would agree to grow crops near the graveyard? Excellent. Keep listening. Sounds great. Good, but you still need to talk to the merchant. It's his property. It's not exactly proper to give you permission without his approval, but it'll be fine if you just promise to settle the details with him later. Sure, I'll talk to him. He comes to trade with the locals every that. He owns the barn just south of the tavern. And I'm not actually sure what that symbol is. It looks like ram's horns. Alright, and I'm not concerned about the town pass just yet, so I'll go talk to Miss Charm. Hi. What do you want? I am a graveyard keeper and I want to ask you some questions. I see. You know how many times a day I hear that same mumbling? I have no time for you, little man. Come back when you have more faith in yourself. But... Ciao! I love how that's a quest. Demonstrate that you are worth talking to. Now this fellow wants a moment of our time. What did Miss Charm tell you? Literally to go away. Ah, always so classy. She would never talk to just anyone. I'm not just anyone, I'm the local graveyard keeper. Soon to be prior of the local church. How primitive. I'm a well-known poet. In certain small circles, my name is Wagner. One day I'll read my poem to her and then we'll... First I need to write it, and I'm catastrophically out of paper and ink. Maybe you can get me some? I may be able to arrange that. I am now a journalist. Just from talking to people, I notice the little things about them. Put these things together and you have a story. Sometimes you can get stories from dialogues. Where do I find paper and ink? You may have some of it in your church, or you can make it. I'm just not used to manual labor, but a skillful man such as you can surely do it easily. Also, you could get some from the old astrologer. He used to go to the lighthouse every moon day. He was my supplier before we had this ridiculous fight. He's old and mad, whereas I've been studying for almost 3 years at the town university. Can you believe he turned out to be an idiot? He told me the earth is round. What nonsense. Yep, flat as a pan. This astrologer must be the smartest man around. Maybe he'll be able to help me get back home. I don't think it actually makes any difference which option you choose there. What about the lighthouse? It's on a cliff to the east of the village. It hasn't seen active use for a while. Bless the dead horse for staying open. One day I'll write a poem about this place. Maybe even a couple lines about you. Alright, well, you do you, Wagner. Everything was so intriguing. I was so interested when I was first playing this game about how do I learn how to make paper and ink. There's an exit there, but I can't go there yet. I need 30 smiles with Herodric. It's a smile meter, people's relationship with you, and in this game, that's slightly more complicated than just throwing things at people's faces. More rocks to pick apart. For a piece of stone. More flowers. Now, this gets a little bit complicated. Sometimes things are blocked, and sometimes the pathing is weird. You are guard in the dark. Yes, you do you. I need a technology to harvest bushes. There are so many technologies. Garden beds, decay. Improvement. I could learn to build a trunk. I already know how to build a trunk in my yard, but maybe I can't make one in the farming and nature tab. That's a silly thing to say. Maybe I can't make one in the garden until I use this. Now, farming and nature doesn't really give me any options yet. Maybe I need to unlock something down here. Simple gravestones. That seems like something I am going to need. Hard spares and soft spares. Those are pieces of bodies that I can learn to extract. However, the more I extract of something, the more likely I am to make a mistake and leave marks on the body, which leaves it with more red skulls, which has a negative impact on my graveyard, because that's how that works. We have filled in more of the map, but there's a wheat farm that we walked through, and there's the village. It's not exactly fluidly filled in. We've only really been here. But there's the blacksmith down there. There's the trader's barn down here. There is a chicken farm over here, hence the egg. There's a fishing pond. There is a beekeeper who lives up here. There's a cattle farm up there, and you can buy milk from them. There is a logger and a stonemason and a woodcutter. As more people to meet elsewhere. And I still can't scroll the map over there. Alright, I was kind of hoping that I would be able to take the technology to harvest bushes, but I cannot do that yet, so... What do we got? Mining, iron ore stockpile. Gather iron ore and coal. Stoneworking. I am going to need stoneworking and sawing. And woodworking before I need mining, I think. Sawing is very important. Flitches are needed for a whole bunch of things. Flitches, rather. Such as repairing the desks. Stoneworking will also be important. Not just for making stone repair kits, but also for making gravestone. And woodworking will be important too, but I do not have the red points to afford it right now. Also need to get the simple gravestones in order to build anything greater than a wooden marker to decorate the graves in the graveyard and improve it. Now, it is now pretty much midnight, and I'm blocked by this bush. So let's dig it up. And our blacksmith is presumably sleeping. So let's leave that for now. And meander around here. It's a peaceful little area, nothing much going on. In deference of the quest I'm about to get, fresh eggs. I am aware of the existence of eggs. I immediately know how to cook them. Now, I could spend some of my money on eggs. And here, one of the things that you will notice, if you're paying any attention, is that each subsequent egg that I try to buy actually costs me more. First 10, then 11, then 13, 16, 22. So, if you're tight on money, and you want to save cash, buying things in smaller amounts over a longer period of time will save you a few coins. I guess because they just don't want to run out, and they don't want to be left without their last egg. Right now I'm going to buy a few eggs, because those are useful to have in a kitchen, and I will save the feathers for later. I am going to want some of those, but I don't have to get them now. Over here, we have more flowers, which are always helpful. Nom, 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 nom. What are these? Oh, this gives me permission to open a grave. This is a garden certificate that gives me permission to use the garden. That just gives me red points. But whatever, I need my points. And it is now the day of the merchant. So, I could perhaps deal with him as soon as I get back to the town. And I'm just spending some time out here while I have time to kill. Eat some more flowers. This is also, as far as I know, the only area this early in the game where I can actually harvest apples. There's a bunch of apple trees that you'll see around town, but for some reason, a whole lot of them will not let you harvest from them. That one will, I think. Or will it not? No? No. Alright, apparently I don't have the technology for that yet. What's this? Can't harvest that either. No mushrooms for me. Just flowers. Well, whatever. I will gather and eat the flowers then. There are other uses for flowers and for most things in this game. But for now, this just gives me something to do and replenish some of my energy while I'm wandering around. So that I didn't run entirely out of it while doing that mining. Here is an adorable tiny tree, which gives me sticks. Here is some kind of wine press or something that I cannot use. I suppose it's abandoned. Here is dig, that I immediately think must be crazy. You think I'm crazy? No, I don't think that. I'm just trying to stay positive. And I know what truly matters. What? Do you think he can understand? No, Dick, he won't, because he can't see. Okay, then I'll tell him a sweet lie. The only things that matter are peace and herbs and nice sweet things. Hippieism in a nutshell, and the reasons that I used to have issues with it. Sweet like honey, still do kind of. Bring me some honey and I'll teach you how to make a cake. Cake is the best. Cake is pretty good. Ding dong, bing bang bong, dig I am I? And we can trade with him, and he will offer us hemp seeds, and rope, and seed oil. Which is made from, like, all of this is made from hemp, as you might imagine. I could buy 4 seeds from him, which would be enough for me to start growing hemp at my garden. Takes 4 seeds for most of your standard growing anything. So I think I'll do that, because why not? I have got some money, and all it takes is for me to bury another corpse to get another 1 silver and 50 copper. Hello, Cresswell. What are you staring at? Nothing, just looking around. I think I'm the keeper of the local grave. May I ask who you are? Unfortunately, I'm the local blacksmith. My name is Griswold. No Griswold, but it sounds close enough that I'm still thinking there might be some references here. I have a letter for you, from Roderick. A letter. Of course, 1 minute away and he can't be bothered to come himself. I guess old habits never die. Thank you. Sorry for my nagging. It seems it's my new habit. Slimes again. Roderick has asked me to get rid of them. I don't have the time for those pesky little green bastards, but maybe you can help. Take this rusty sword and an energy potion. The sword is broken, but you can repair it with a whetstone on the grinder right behind me. You can keep the whetstone. Maybe you'll need it to repair your shovels sometime. If you manage to kill them, bring me their remains and I'll spare you some materials. They should be right up the other side of my house near the puddles. Yep. Energy! We run it very quickly. Crafting, gathering, fighting. Take energy. Fighting has been known to take health as well. Space will attack. You can always refill your health and energy with food and potions. Different things restore different things. Sleeping will restore your health and energy as well. Alright. I like to work with metal myself. Where can I find some more? You can find metal ore in swamp soil. There's a huge swamp to the west across the river. I used to collect ore there before the bridge collapsed. Very nice. So now we have access to the furnace, creating iron ingots and gathering swamp iron. Very nice indeed. Was that something that we could have unlocked ourselves, but now we don't have to? No, that just unlocked the entire smithing tree. And now we can make nails, which was part of what we needed for repairing those blueprint desks. So let's unlock that. Okay, now we need to repair this sword. And now we have a rusty sword that is not broken, and a whetstone. Whetstones can be used 20 times before they break. This is also quite a valuable gift. It usually costs 10 silver to buy one from you. I'm going to eat all of these flowers before consuming an energy potion and see whether I might get through this combat without needing to. Use these little bouncy green slimes, which will hurt me if I come into contact with them. Got them. Only 2, and they produce green jelly. Got the slimes. Good job. Take this whetstone. Just sharpen your broken tools and they'll be as good as new. Thought you already gave me that. I also learned how to create green jelly as a dessert and red jelly. Ah, well, I get to keep the whetstone. I also get some simple iron parts, which are worth a fair amount. And I will need those. He sells iron ingots and basic tools like I already have. I could also sell my basic tools to him, whether they are broken or not. Oh, I have so little energy now that I can't even pick flowers. And there's a guard down here. Hello, guard. I cannot move past your gate. What's over here? The path to the town is closed. You need a town pass. Okay, fine. Well, now, at least, I have a reason to talk to Roderick about that. And here is the merchant. Greeting, villager. If you have any spare silver, I can offer you amazing things, tasty and rare. I humbly apologize, but I'm not buying any of your stuff unless it's something valuable. And I doubt you can find something like that here. Actually, I'm new here. Everybody thinks that I'm the keeper at the local graveyard. But I'm from another world, and I need to go back. I understand you all too well. This world is not mine either. Oh, thank God. Mine is a world of grandeur. The palaces of the town. But I'm not so lucky to be highborn, so I have to earn my coins here in this onion potato hell. Yeah, that sounds tempting. Let's see if we can scare him. Boo! Are you mad? What are you doing? I was only trying to help you with your hiccups. That was a fool thing to do. I just need a little time. That shark fin steak I ate this morning was so delicious, but I have to admit that the golden fried butterfly wings stole the show. Is this Don't Starve or something? It seems like you're okay now after my little surprise attack. Yes, it seems so. Now let's talk about the garden. Heradric gave me permission to use the garden near the church. I need to discuss the terms of its use with you. Oh, I totally forgot about that dead weight. It cost me so little. But of course, that was so many years ago, and due to inflation and the good soil, why now it's quite a valuable commodity. Let me see. How about 10 gold? That is too much. Okay, what about 5 gold? Too much. I'm short on money. Maybe we can discuss some kind of barter? I see. You're a poor man who wants to earn a little money by growing crops. We can discuss the terms of your rent. But first, let's see how good a farmer you are. Let's make a deal. You deliver a batch of carrots, cabbages, and beets. Then I'll see you as a serious business partner, and we'll make a long-term deal that's profitable for both parties. What do you say? I'm actually quite curious what happens if I say no. You know what? I'm going to use this garden and I won't pay you a penny. Ah, an arrogant one. Now this garden will cost you a fortune. I can't prevent you for using it. But I have a feeling we'll have another talk about this garden in the future. Right now, I'm not interested in doing business with you. Oh, good. Oh, good. It actually does something magnificent. Okay. Well, I was interested in seeing that. Hello, by the way. It's good to know. It's good you know how to use a sword. Creswold told me about how you helped him. Here, have a beer. It's on the house. I totally forgot that happened. How do I get a town pass? It's rather complicated. The Inquisitor can grant a town pass, or you can just purchase citizenship. Let me think. You know, there's one villager who could help you. Is it Snake again? No, it's Miss Charm. Maybe she can help you. But she has left. Now I have 2 beers. I forgot that he would give me one. Oh well, that's why. Early mistakes can be made up in time. Okay, I'm terribly sorry. I think I was wrong about all that stuff with the garden, so I want to apologize. Sure, we're business people. Apology accepted. Oh, great. Now you just need to pay me 1 gold for the garden. And do a small favor for me. Fascinating. That's an entirely different path. Alright, how can I help you? My friend, I like delicious food, but lately I've been having stomach problems. After a good dinner, I get the hiccups. It's driving me mad. A friend of mine from the wine club told me that hiccup grass can help. I believe there's plenty of it in the swamp. I'd be very grateful if you could bring me some. Sure, I'll look around for some. Alright, so now I can trade with him. And he will sell me grape seeds, which are so expensive that I can't even afford them right now. And royal fish, which is a dish that he likes. And he will offer to sell me silk and gold jewelry details. And I cannot go in there. But I can not sneak down here, although there's a trap door here, which is somewhat interesting. Now then, at the close of what I suppose is the third day, since we started on Sunday, then it was Miss Charm's day, now it's the Merchant's day, I return home. We have gotten a bit of the lay of the land at the village. We understand a little bit about... Whoa. Yes, hello, Jerry. Where have you been? I was at the village. This place is so weird, but it feels so real. And everybody is okay with me just appearing out of nowhere. Sard, you're stealing my thoughts. Steal. I remember there's a cellar in your cottage. Some provisions must be stored there. Ah, now we can gather edible mushrooms, berries, and apples. Right. Exactly, I remember baking bread from it. And pies. Sweet berry pies. Unlocked a new technology and got the ability to make dough, pastry dough, and bread. Toast, onion toast. Oh, that's good with beer. Sard, you know what? I need a beer. This is beginning to feel like a one-sided relationship. Bring me beer and I'll tell you a lot of important stuff. Like how you can get home. Questions? There's not really any way I can get out of this. You have to ask a question. Ask about this small road. Yes, can you tell? It was rhetorical. Do I look like a magic head with answers? Well, technically, yes. Sorry, you smart ass, I'll be waiting for that beer at my place. No beer, no answers. And then he vanishes. And here's my garden, which I can claim like that. And I can set up some empty garden beds, and these have room for 4 that way, 3 this way, 3 and 3 go down here. These ones have room for 2. So I think what I'll do is I'll set up a few patches like that. Now, this requires work to build, and I don't have enough energy for that right now. But I can come back and set them up later. I can start growing hemp, and potentially other things. And here's that baked meat, which can restore 18 energy for me. Can also come down into the cellar, and there's a mysterious sound in the cellar. I guess we're not done yet. Damn gate. I'll come here every night if I have to, but I'll get through eventually. The grumbly man down there is Snake. We can remove the blockage and fortify the arch. But that will take planks, wedges, and simple iron parts. I only have one of those things. I can break up these barrels with my axe, and they will give me some basic building materials like nails. And I can also harvest these, get some flour out of them. And I can run out of energy again. There's also a chest down here, which has a recipe scroll in it for some simple and tasty food. Let's check that out. And now we learned how to bake mushrooms and apples for some super simple sort of campfire cuisine. Let's go back upstairs. Everything's blocked off down there, which is kind of a relief. It's an extensive cellar though. And I am going to put the meat and the flour and the chicken eggs, and I suppose the energy potion, in there. And get some sleep. Sleeping is also how you save the game. In this game, when you wake up feeling so refreshed, the game will have been saved. Save in progress. I am so refreshed. Now, anything that I do from here will not be saved unless I sleep again, so I think I'm going to bring this to a close for now. And if this has intrigued you, I would encourage you to try out the game, and if you are interested in seeing more of my own experimenting with it, then I would encourage you to come back for more of Graveyard Keeper with Circumstance.